Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Feedback Loop. If you're unfamiliar with us, we are a D&D playtest stream where everyone here is playtesting various new subclasses that'll be showing up in the upcoming Tabletop Tome of Travelers. My name is Ryan, I'm your DM tonight, and I believe we're going to be getting our recap from Koski as the party is currently in holding.
Horace, do you have a piece of paper that I can use?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
This is in Koski's head. It's not being said out loud.
Dearest Gwyn, I am unsure what to think or believe anymore. I thought you were gone. This may not be. I thought that I could not care for anyone again. This is not so. I have come to care for these misfits that I travel with. The bossy elephant woman, her overeager son, the bookish magician, the soft cheese boy that makes bad decisions. These are no longer just my travel companions. These are my friends. Dante, the cheese boy. His mother is part of an organization that I am just now learning you are part of. I did not push for your past during our time, but did your past push for you? I fear the boy may be in for more than he bargained for. I'm happy that he found his mother. This is someone he has needed. Cayetana has tried, but I feel Dante has been without belonging that he now has. I just don't know if he is prepared for what belies where he belongs. We had to spar with some of your peers, and it reminded me of sparring with you. I even made a new friend in the sparring. His name is Ajax. We have not spoken to one another, but we hit each other until I think we reached an understanding. Dante became carried away in the fight and killed one of the peaceful men. We were told not to be lethal, but the odd thing is that when Dante did it, I swear it looked like Ajax was proud in that moment. I would have stopped striking my new friend if not for that. Dante brought him back, but this is not the cheese boy I know. I have not seen him harmed before. His mother seems like she cares for the boy, but I do not know if she and you, what you guys are part of, is good for Dante. Yours always, Thaddeus.
And as you all just sitting around, Koski finishes writing their letter. You've all been in this holding room for maybe 40 minutes at this point. You're brought here very quickly after resurrecting Viz.
So, sweetheart, lethal means killing.
Right, okay.
We weren't supposed to kill them.
No, I know. It was supposed to be a... It sounds crazy. The knife, the spiritual knife, it was supposed to be a comb. You know, it was supposed to like come out like a comb.
Okay.
It was supposed to, it's a joke thing.
We were trying to comb his hair.
Well, like hit him with the comb.
Oh.
Was what I was trying to, but it's fine, right? It's fine. He's fine. I think it's fine.
You haven't
Right?
hit people.
Yes.
You need to learn how to hit them softer.
Preferably not with magic. Magic,
Oh, is that the problem?
it could. I don't know. You.
Well, I
don't
mean,
do that
in
much.
general, don't hit them softer, but when you're literally told, do not be lethal, maybe that's when you hit them softer.
Okay.
Remember when you and Reddy used to play fight and you would hit
Yeah.
them really hard because you didn't really understand like how bad hurting could be for people?
I didn't do it ever again, though. Oh, I did it again.
Magic's similar. You can use it to hurt people, but if you hit too hard, then things like that happen.
I didn't know it would hit that hard.
That's why you gotta figure out with your own strength, you know? If you're just playing with someone, you just, little taps, you know?
I don't think it would kill him. That's weird.
We'll try this out some more.
I don't want to do that again.
That's okay. But you might want to try hurting objects in case you have to use any of that magic
Objects
again.
feel pain?
No.
Koski,
Yes?
why didn't you tell me this?
I mean, the objects in that bar we went to that one time, they definitely felt pain.
I would never hurt them.
Most other objects, they do not feel pain.
They don't feel pain. It's just you might want to practice those spells on things that don't feel pain, like objects that are not alive, like whatever you guys are talking about? Some weird bar?
More or less to get an understanding of the damage spells can do, and knowing when to use them. See, spellcasting is a lot of like figuring out the right situation, and not every spell is good for non-lethal fighting.
It's like if I got a small scratch, you wouldn't use your strongest healing spell on me, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So it's the same way with damage. If you're just trying to like scare someone or like win a fight, you don't pump out the biggest one because then you kill them.
Got it.
Surprised you were able to do that, but
I was a little upset with myself because at that point I hadn't.
if this was a different type of
done
fight,
it.
that would have been very impressive.
Yeah?
Yes. Not this
No.
time though.
Do you think they're mad at me? Oh God, they're so
We
mad
are
at
in
me.
a
I'm
holding
so
cell.
Oh no. My mom's so mad at me.
On that note, for some clarification, you're not in a cell per se. You're in one of the rooms that you all stayed the night in, and you were asked to stay here. There is someone on the other side of the door to make sure you do stay here.
We are not in holding cell, but we are in a room with guard to make sure we do not leave.
I can't speak for your mother, but
Yeah, she may or may not leave you again. Don't know.
oh. You know, hopefully they'll be back soon. But the person I was fighting, she didn't seem upset. Honestly, her reaction seemed a little scarier than that.
Yes, same with mine. I seem pretty happy that you killed his comrade.
I didn't pick
What?
any of that up. What?
Happy?
Maybe proud, impressed?
Yeah,
Do you think my mom was proud and impressed?
I don't know.
yeah I don't
But
know.
her companions were. It seemed like that at least.
So she could have been proud of me?
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
She did tell us not to kill anyone though, so it's a,
Good
I don't know what to go from here. It's they're sending mixed signals. I don't know.
Okay. I revived him.
That was good.
You did.
So it doesn't count.
Well, you did kill him.
I mean, he
you
still
did
died.
still kill him.
But he's.
You didn't stay dead, but you did kill him.
Yeah.
But.
You fixed your mistake, but you still made the mistake.
Is that how it works?
If we didn't have the ability to bring him back, then
But I did.
you did. But you can only probably I don't know how many times you can do that. But if we were in different circumstances.
One more time.
Okay, if we were past that one more time,
Like,
and you
don't
were
have
in the
any
field,
times
if
left.
you were fighting with your new companions,
I just need more diamonds.
we don't have that. We don't know if they have that. If you're in the field and you've already revived people and then you kill somebody, like you have to be able to just
Gentle
fight.
repose.
Okay.
I have 2 more of those.
I think you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to fight without killing people if that's not the goal.
Okay.
You don't want to accidentally heal someone when you're trying to kill them, or kill someone when you're trying to heal them. You want to stay on objective.
You'll hear the door start to squeak open a little bit, and a figure that you haven't seen around here before sticks their head in. It's a red tiefling with horns that go up and spiral a little bit as they do so. You see that they have their hair cut pretty short. Feminine looking face. Excuse me, very sorry. Is there anything I can get any of you while they finish deliberating?
My
Water,
mother's approval.
food.
Sorry? What?
Water, food.
Water.
Water.
Hot tea, if that's possible.
Tea.
Liquor, please.
A variety. Carry on. I don't mean to be a bother. Apologies. My name is Clue.
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 Nice to meet you. Name's Horace.
That's.
Sure. Or, sorry, they will close the door.
So what do we do now?
We
Nothing more than just waiting.
We find out what they have to say, and then we go from there.
About 5 minutes later, Clue comes in, gives you guys a couple of bottles, water, a bottle of unnamed liquor, and a kettle of tea, as well as a few glasses. And they head back out the door, and it would be another probably half hour before someone else comes in. If there's nothing else you'd wish to discuss, I can jump to that.
It is funny to me that Clue gave us a teacup and a whole bunch of objects. Did we get a candelabra as well, or was it? What was
That's
the...
already in the room.
Got it. Okay.
I think there's just some.
Dante, do you have all of the creature bodies in the bag of holding that we got from
The ones that we got, yeah.
Okay. I might be needing those soon, just to kind of start looking into them.
Sure.
Is there a small one? I don't want to bring out one of them.
I didn't write down sizes. That would be up to the DM.
What's our biggest one? What is our smallest one?
The smallest one,
Would be the one cut in half, probably.
yeah,
Sure. One cut in half.
That might be too messy. Well, I'll figure
smallest
out
whole
time.
one we'll say is about the size of your torso.
Okay. Let's not freak them out yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
After about a half hour and a couple of drinks, the door would open and Miriam would be the one walking in with Clue waiting by the door.
Clue, you can go. I'd like to speak to them alone.
Very well. And Clue will depart. Well, that was... How do I... That was more than we expected.
I'm sorry.
I thought I made the rules of the scrimmage very clear.
See, Dante's not the best with words. There's a small lump sum, a large lump sum of them that may be confusing.
I think the boy is overwhelmed. He has just met you. And I think this was a lot for him. And I think he just wanted to impress you.
She's gonna walk over to Dante, put a hand on his shoulder, raise his chin so that he's actually looking at her. She'll pet your head a little bit as she tells you, it's all right. A few of them are a little upset. But I think that I managed to smooth a few things over.
I'm not kicked out of the thing.
You are not going to be kicked out.
Okay.
You still have a place here. I will say, if it were anyone but you, you all likely would have been asked to depart. But as you are the only one that broke the rule, and that you have a right to join us, I was able to talk them into allowing you to remain. However, there are some conditions.
Okay.
You will have to undergo training,
Done.
and I am to be your teacher.
Done.
As for everyone else, You are being allowed to stay here free of charge while you are within the city and until Dante's training is complete. But you will have to carry your weight, chores and the like. We have a few schedules that we can make sure you are aware of, and as you are not full members of the Peaceful Men, you would each be partnered with a member during your chores. Dante, Viz would also like an apology.
Okay. Did you want stuff? I have a lot of stuff. I have a gyroscopic compass made of adamantine with a mithril needle.
You already spent an expensive diamond on him. He'll be fine.
Viz is a little odd. In his own way, he said he would like to speak to you
Got it.
privately.
He wants to kill me back and then revive me, and then we're even.
I hope not.
No.
But Viz has also requested a little bit of time to, I believe as he put it, cool off.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm going to have you start your training. She's going to hold out a leaf. We're going to start by teaching you control.
So yeah, the magical leaf of control. When I take it, I automatically control all my power.
I want you to sit.
I sit down on the road.
She's going to hand you the leaf. I want you to channel some of your magical power through the leaf to make it glow
Okay.
without charring it.
Easy. 4th level inflict wounds. Let me try that one again. I got it this time. This time for sure. This time for sure, though.
And she's going to hand you a small bag of leaves.
Okay. How many flame swords?
So she's going to ask you to just meditate on this and try to learn a little bit of control for the rest of the day.
For sure, I do that. There's one leaf in the bag after 15 minutes, and I'm saving that one. I'm like, okay.
The rest of you, suppose you have a day to yourselves. I'm sorry, Koski, was it?
Yes.
I've learned from my son that you enjoy a good drink every now and then.
This I do.
I heard that Ajax was going out for one, if he might be able to help answer a few more questions for you.
You can hang out with him. We're already friends.
And
Horse.
Horace, thank you.
May I
You-
ask,
Yes.
is there a place, like a study area that you wouldn't mind if I can get it cleaned up after? Inside of a bag of holding, I have some creatures I would like to autopsy.
Of course. In fact, Clue might be able to help you out a little bit with that.
Amazing.
Clue's also of the scholarly type.
This will be interesting.
Kaitana, would you like to get coffee?
With you? Us? At the same time?
Well, and she's looking over at Dante. I just have a couple of questions, and we do share so many things in common. Not looking away from Dante.
Sure. Yeah, if you do know anywhere good, I know most coffee in Honduras is crap, but you know,
Yeah.
we'll give it a try.
Of course. And she'll lead you out, and
As I'm walking out, I'm just like, before you run out of all that stuff, just make sure to tell Rennie to drink some water, eat some food, wear some clean underwear, don't talk to strangers, pray to the Solar King, and just don't die. All those things.
Got it.
Okay.
Every single one.
All right.
On the old. Oh, I just turned another leaf.
Before you run out of spells. And then I'll follow.
all right. Well, I'm going to start with Cayetana and Miriam.
Lovely. Coffee, yay.
Well, she's going to lead you out the way that you originally entered Fervor's Doldrum. And all of a sudden you're back out on the bustling streets of Skyshore. There's a slight bit of tension in the back of your neck knowing that Sangwa could be anywhere and they have already attacked the party. But you try to put it to the back of your mind.
Let's see if they can keep up with me.
And Miriam begins to lead you towards what looks like a quaint little cafe. You see the sign says the Chai Mocha Cafe. You get a table outside, and after ordering, so I'm very curious. I remember Dante as an infant. What have I missed? What is he like? What has he done? Who is my son? And who else better to ask than the woman that he knows is his mother?
No. It's definitely a lot. I've known him for most of his life. He definitely started out as somewhat of a troublesome boy, but he has a very kind heart, very respectful, thinks of others constantly, just a bit of a knucklehead, has a knack for getting into trouble or getting hurt, and I've never been able to get that out of him. What do you want to know?
What are his hobbies? What is he like?
Well, I know he loves, cooking, cleaning, sewing, taking care of the kids with me, coffee. I mean, those are things I like. I don't know. He does those things with me. Ever since he was very little, he always used to help me take care of the house. I never asked him to. If he wasn't spending time with Rennie and just having fun with him, he was following me around the house, making sure that we made dinner together and watching the little ones.
How
He's
many
always
children
been-
do you have?
I have 12 kids and 4 grandchildren.
You see your eyes go wide.
Plus
That
1
is-
if you count Dante.
That is a mighty brood.
Yeah, 2 of them are no longer with us, but
Oh, I'm so sorry.
it's been tough. But this adventure has kept me busy and reminded me of all the things that I didn't get to experience during my youth. And sometimes I'm taking care of my son Rennie and Dante, and sometimes they are taking care of me.
Your son Rennie, where is he?
Well, it sounds like he's at war, but I can't even pretend to understand I know how any of what he's doing currently is possible or what could be going on. I have served in war before, but like there's nothing even going on in this side of what feels like the continent. Like he feels like he's a world away right now, and I don't know what he's going through. I don't know if he's being taken care of. I don't know if he's taking care of himself. It's a constant worry. He was with us just yesterday. Well, yesterday for me. I don't know exactly how long it's been. Has Dante told you about the necklace?
A little.
It's a strange contraption.
That it traps you all from time to time.
Yeah, doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason. Just one moment we're here, one moment we're not.
That seems frustrating.
And as far as I know, when I've checked back at home, and it doesn't seem like people who aren't currently traveling with us are affected, so something's going on around us in particular, but we have Horace. He seems to be pretty capable, very smart. He doesn't understand what's going on either, so there's no hope there. But
Now, if I may ask, Koski seemed to hint at some point that both of our children seem to fancy each other.
yeah. Maybe it's young love. Maybe they're just having fun. I don't know. They seem to enjoy each other's company, and I don't even think they understand what's going on between them, but definitely they're different when they're with each other.
I'm glad. Now, is there anything that I should know about Dante? As you saw during the scrimmage, is he always that bad at following directions?
Yes. He used to love jumping off of trees and buildings all the time. He had this weird belief as a kid that he could fly, and would always attempt to, and it never ended well. Thank God me and my husband are both well practiced in medicine. He never seemed to really feel his injuries all that much, but he definitely collected plenty. He's a handful. He does what he thinks very impulsively, and he doesn't read a lot of the clues in the room. Just going at the beat of his own drum.
All right.
But besides that, very fashionable, good at picking up languages, loves to swim. He seems to be a pretty normal kid until we started adventuring. Now, not so sure. He's definitely been a little bit gifted with magic as a kid. I know I've tried to teach Rennie a few things of just small healing spells and the such, but he never really picked it up. Dante's magic's never been quite like mine, but he picked it up pretty young.
What do you mean by not quite like yours?
Different energy you get from his magic. Like where mine feels a little bit warmer, sometimes I get a little bit of a chill when he casts his magic. And he's always spoken in languages I don't understand when doing his magic. I've taught him Common, Conquisperan, Undercommon. Never taught him what I think it's Abyssal. And there's another one similar, maybe Inferno? But I don't know where he would have learned those languages. Obviously he has...
My guess would be his father. You see her kind of scowl at the thought as she takes a long sip of her coffee.
I know... Never heard any good things about that man. And
Foul man.
I think Dante would detest anything that ties him to him. So, if that's where those languages and possibly something to do with his magic comes from, I'm surprised Dante's okay with using it.
You might not know that that is where it comes from. Are you concerned for Dante at all? He seemed quite shaken after the scrimmage.
I've never seen him hurt anyone. I didn't think he was capable. And the first time he ever did it, that was a pretty capable fighter that you guys have there.
Yes, Viz is a character, all right. He came to us about 3 years ago, and well, we're not quite sure where he came from. He just appeared in our sanctum and started to ask us questions. We answered what we could, and we gave him a place to stay. He has proven to be quite useful.
Well, wherever he came from, I could barely do a scratch on him, and Dante took care of him with one hit. It's not something he's done before. If Viz was any common person, it'd make more sense.
I'm sorry, I'm asking you all the questions. Do you have any for me?
You gave an interesting explanation of your organization earlier. Maybe not the best topic to have in such a public setting, but is that your hope for Dante? To join your ranks and do the same work that you all do?
No mother would truly wish for their child to take part in such grisly work. But the fact that he is related to me, and I do what I do, puts him in danger of those that may wish to retaliate for us simply doing our jobs.
training him to protect himself and training him to do what you do are different things, though. If that's the path he chooses for himself, then that's fine. But I just feel like you're waving in front of him like it's some kind of prize. Maybe to you, but before that combat, I've never seen him hurt anyone. And I don't know if I or him want to see that happen again.
That is why I pushed so hard that I'd be the one to train him during the admittedly long meeting while you were all staying in that room. I wish to be the one to make sure that he knows control and knows that it is not always the only option to use force. I would like him to stay close so that I can protect him. And the closest way I know, the easiest way that I know how to do that would be to have him amongst our rings so that I can put myself between whatever dangers he may face and, well, himself.
I would like to insight her.
Give me an insight check.
Not a great first roll. That's a 14.
14. It's kind of hard to read. It seems pretty genuine. It's just you're going maybe an 80-20 split on she's telling the truth.
Well, I'd like to hold that roll for the next question, and so if he decides that he does not want to hurt people, will you let that go? Will he be thrown out of this group of yours? Will he be able to stay even if he doesn't participate?
If he decides that he does not wish to be a member of the Peaceful Men, well then, he will be free to depart. He's not undergone the ceremony that makes him one of us quite yet. Which means he would be allowed to leave. No questions asked.
And what about your relationship with him?
I would be heartbroken. It is part of our creed that contact would have to be minimal.
So if he does not join your group, kind of loses his mother all over again.
In a way.
And if he tries to leave after he's sworn in?
It is not unheard of for people to leave after being sworn in. It involves them taking an oath and going through a ceremony. That is how they join, and then there is a different oath they must undergo in order to depart. An oath of secrecy, an oath of... I'm sure you understand. We are an organization that does deal in shadows.
Cayetana does switch over to a more closed off posture. Legs crossed, arms crossed. if this goes south, I'm the one who is going to have to be there for him, as I have been. I know you have a sense of duty, but I will not understand if that comes over you being a mother. That is your decision. You say you couldn't have found him all this time. That may excuse you have being absent for the last 16, 14 years, but will not excuse it moving forward. So, that is your choice. Be a part of your secret society, or be a mother.
I hope not to have to make that choice. Choosing between two families. But should I need to, I shall make the choice.
Has she just seemed genuine for the rest of this conversation?
Yeah.
I don't ask any further questions from this point. I do try the coffee.
Not bad. It's not the best coffee you've ever had. But you'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Damn, it's actually kind of good. I don't show it. Shrug.
Well, we'll hop over to Koski. You found Ajax just as he was making his way down a hall. You see him pulling his crystalline mask out.
And what is it that you wanted?
Apparently we are going drinking together.
Miriam told you.
Yes.
Yeah, right, come with me.
And he leads you down a hall that you haven't been down before. And it looks like it's a dead end.
Touch the wall.
And you just feel like you got pulled through a hole smaller than a penny as you are standing in a park all of a sudden. And suddenly, Ajax is right beside you.
You may want to don your mask.
And as you step out from behind a few shrubs that block the hollow in the tree, which stands behind you far too small for either of you to fit in.
What kind of drink do you prefer?
Strong?
Follow me. What else did Miriam tell you?
Not much. She just said that you are my babysitter and we are going drinking.
He leads you through the city. And you actually find yourselves just continuously ascending an ever taller spire until you reach one of the higher points in the actual city. You see a fairly classy looking establishment, polished glass windows. It looks dimly lit inside, but in a way that most fancy restaurants are. And the sign on the front says the Kilometer High Club.
Not wide?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. So he'll enter, and as you do, You're immediately attended to by a server, but he waves them off and he just starts walking towards the actual bar. Just puts his hand up and bartender looks over at him, nods, and starts making a drink.
So if I am your babysitter, what do you make of the kid?
Dante? He is a good boy. Simple. Makes bad decisions like his friend. But overall good boy.
The good boy killed one of my friends.
He did. You seemed quite proud of it, though.
I did not think he had the stones.
So in the club. It was the first time he hurt anything.
That was the first time he attempted to hurt anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. First time I ever.
Yes?
You don't speak Draconic, right?
No.
You do not understand what he says as he mutters something to himself when he gets his glass and takes his first sip.
Whatever you just said, I'm pretty sure is how I felt.
What can I get you to drink? It's on me.
Just something strong.
Shouts something again in Draconic over to the bartender. Just puts his thumb up and starts making something for you.
Do you think he has the ability to do that whenever he wants?
I think he needs to learn to control himself, but yes. He is powerful with his magic. More powerful than one with as little experience as him should be.
What's your story, eh?
How's about we drink and determine who tells a story? Shot for shot, whoever finishes first tells something. Or answers question.
I've got one better for you.
Okay?
2 truths and a lie.
I did not really lie though, so this will not be as fun.
Fine. Drink for story.
And your drink is brought over. It is some take on a Sazerac where you can't tell some additional ingredient.
Some
But
additional.
it packs a punch.
Okay. From here, shall we do shot for shot and roll to see who rolls higher, which is who finishes first?
Yeah, sure.
Love a good old roll off.
Give me a Constitution check.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna roll a big one.
Oh,
Your Constitution.
Does the big dice like you? Let's find out. No.
14.
Oh, wow.
So when you finish your drink, you see he's already put his back on the bar.
Well,
Okay, what do you want to know?
who am I sharing a drink with? Start with that. Where do you come from?
I am Koski, I'm from Rosonovia.
You said story, not fact.
You asked question, I answered. You need to ask better questions. Fine, I give you one more piece of information, but next time you ask better questions. I was guard there.
Guard in Rusonavia Koski.
Yes. What was the name of the fort that I was at again? It's buried in my notes somewhere.
I believe that was... Let's see.
Hard Knocks. Fort of Hard Knocks.
That was the edge of the world.
I was guard at the edge of the world, and I was guard for one of your own.
Croato. Give us a bottle.
And the bartender walks over. Half-orc gentleman, dressed fairly fancily, hands you a bottle of what is labeled as Star Water, familiar gin from Marsix.
I like this one.
And a couple of glasses are handed over, much smaller than the one you just downed.
Very well.
As he pours each of you a glass.
Astrovia.
Astrovia.
And
Con save? These are all con saves?
not save a check, so just your modifier.
19.
So it's just as you're pulling it away from your lips. He's fast.
All right. You were guarding one of our own. Who?
Guinevere Dupont.
So you just kind of adjust in his seat.
You were the one guarding Queen.
Da?
You see a look come across his face where it goes from a look of no way. No way. And he just kind of starts to chuckle, but it's a very
Yeah.
One piece left.
When you are done laughing, can we drink more?
Go and ask a question.
No. We made a deal.
All right. I'm going to have him roll with disadvantage because he's trying to drink while laughing.
$16.
Yeah, you beat him this time. He almost chokes on his drink for a second.
Did you know Gwen?
Yes, I knew Quinn. She, she had spirit. She was dedicated to her work. Until she wasn't.
And he finishes his drink before spilling it from chuckling.
I had heard that she had found someone. A Minotaur. You?
I am a Minotaur from Rusonovia that worked closely with her. You are very smart.
All right, Captain Sarcasm.
Pour one more round.
Oof, that's a rough one. 11.
Got a 10.
What makes you laugh so?
Gwen was a bit of an unofficial godparent to the kid.
This is interesting.
Yeah. I don't think he actually has one. But she was as close as it came. The world is small.
It is. I did not talk to her much about her past. Did not talk to her at all about her past, really.
Consider it partner.
As he pours the next round.
$14.
Yeah, he beat you pretty quick there.
Mr. Koski's kind of...
Feeling it?
No.
No?
Drinking a little slow on purpose.
So what happened to her?
I thought she was dead. For the last year, I thought she was dead.
So did I.
And then I hear that she turned up here.
Yes, we were all very surprised by that.
It was as much of a surprise to me.
It is a shame that Gypsum is on the job. She would love to see her again.
Honestly, I don't know which is worse. Her being dead or her being alive.
If she is alive, you will get to speak with her again in clear air. Be it for better or worse.
I don't know if I want to.
Nah, Zegandu. It's clear air. It's better than smoke.
Not with how things were left off.
He only fills your glass.
Cassie will nurse that one. We were to have a child. And as far as I know, they were both dead. And now, she is not. And I do not know what else has happened. So you tell me, if you were in my shoes, would you want to clear that air?
I would.
Maybe
I
I would.
would rather know than live in fear.
It's not fear that I live in anymore. Anger? It was sadness, but now it is anger.
Those are both a different flavor of fear, if you ask me.
I suppose.
And he'll pour himself one and just nurse it himself.
Clue was the one that was out looking for any hint of Gwyn.
Did Clue turn anything up?
I don't know. Clue got back while we were deliberating over what your friend did to Viz. And when I didn't stick around to find out, I decided that my face hurt and I wished to drink. Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
You hit quite hard.
Thank you. You're not so bad yourself.
I try.
think you might have broken rib. Pretty good.
Just kind of smacks your side.
It is broken. You should get that seen to.
While he does that, Kasi will poke an open wound on his head. It's been a long time since I've made a good friend.
Clinks your glass again.
I'm loving this bromance.
Somebody ship these two.
Get them on a boat together. Got it.
And it's as you are almost back to the park at the end of your foray out to one of the nicest bars you've been to. You'll note he also paid in platinum. And it's as you're about to touch the false hollow in the tree.
I am going to go fall asleep for probably 12 hours. If not more.
Relatable.
The likelihood of them coming back is low. But if Gypsum or Luca comes back, talk with them about Gwyn.
I will.
You should hear it from them.
And he touches it. Yeah. All right. We're going to, you know what? It's about 8 o'clock. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, everyone, before we jump over to Horace and Dante. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Before we get back into the game, we do have a couple of break shoutouts. Thank you to Lupin the Mailman, Rob Fitz 96, White Rose, and Zombies. Thank you, everyone. And also, before we get into the game, we do want to just clarify we have errated a few numbers from last game, and those have been updated. Now, jumping back into our character stories. Horace.
Boy.
As everyone separated, I imagine you borrowed the bag of holding from Dante?
Yeah, thank you. Slow down. Going too fast.
Okay.
And
Better.
you run out and you do catch up with Clue. They're just walking the halls.
Is there a place? Can you show me to where I can begin kind of cutting up some creatures? Autopsy. It's a study of mine.
Very well. Follow me, and they'll start to lead you through a few tunnels. Again, there's one that you've not yet gone down. Place your hand upon the wall here. And you recognize an arcane glow for a moment before it pulls you through. And you appear in another tunnel. And then they appear beside you.
How many of these are in town?
Oh, just a few. Fervors Doldrum is a network of chambers throughout multiple of the spires.
Is it possible to learn how to make these?
Is it possible? Yes. Are you allowed to? No.
Understood.
Follow me. And they lead you through a few switchbacks of tunnels where it's just turn, 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 until the point where you feel a little turned around. But you have keen mind, so not really.
I was gonna be like,
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that.
And you come upon the first metal door that you have seen here. You don't see a doorknob, but there's a window in it. As Clue puts their hand on the door, you'll see a sigil start to trace itself around the hand. They hold it there for probably about 10 seconds before the door. And you feel frigid air coming out of the chamber. This would be our morgue.
Okay. This is probably the best place.
Do you need an assistant?
Yes, please.
After you.
Thank you.
The door will be closed behind you with a... And the chamber you step into is initially pitch black before you hear Clue snap and a few bulbs of light just floating throughout the room. You see a polished stone chamber, just flat stone, no carved floor tiles, and a few what almost look like vaults in the wall. There's a few tables that are very clearly autopsy tables. None of them occupied, and the room is spotless.
When was the last time this was used?
Do you need to know that information?
No, just mild curiosity.
Not too long ago.
I don't need details.
What is it that you are dissecting?
Parasites. Unknown parasites, really. And I'm gonna go in the bag of holding.
A leech, maybe a lamprey.
Think leech, but infects humanoids. And I pull out the dog-looking one. And I...
You see her almost clutch at pearls that aren't there, but you see some sort of amulet beneath their robes.
And since you will be helping me, full disclosure, we've only seen one of these, or at least I've only seen one infect a person. And I show the notes from Blackwood to her and kind of detailing, kind of showing like what it looked like in the brain using like minor illusion that I have. Basically using my keen mind to kind of show what the events happened, kind of at like frame by, not exactly frame by frame, but like key moments. So like when we did the autopsy and we opened the head and we found the parasite in there, and then also us throwing it into the fire and not fully dying. And us almost trying to make someone eat it. This was a questionable moment.
Do you have any theories as to what this is?
I spent a lot of time searching through literature. So far, nothing like it has been found. Or documented, at least. It's been popping up more and more recently. Or at least within the last couple of weeks. These bodies, and I think at this point I would have pulled out all of them and kind of put them on a table. We got from, how many feet below were we? Very deep in the trenches.
About 1,000 or so.
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Underwater. When we were trying to find some karats for a job that we did.
I heard that some adventurers found Ajax down there. Was that you all?
Ah, yes, he was the one. I did not rescue him. That was Kotsky, Dante, and Rennie. Who, were you there? I don't know. I was in the amulet. I came kind of after that.
What are you hoping to achieve with these autopsies?
Figure them out.
And then what?
Find a way to stop whatever it is they do. It seems they take over the host brain and try to do something with it. I forget, do we kind of glean? I remember the one that I was able to identify was modified, but I don't remember if we...
I don't think you've really
ascertained
gotten a chance to get too deep into what they do.
The best that I have is kind of a tainted bunch. The one that, and the person that I showed you, had some kind of arcane enchantments on it that changed its function. These ones, however, I don't see that same enchantment, so I'm hoping to figure out what they do and how to stop it.
Well, let us get to work then.
Let's. And I just pull out a bunch of tools.
They'll help you lay it flat, and they are essentially acting as your assistant throughout this.
Okay. With the one that's been cut in half, I just want to map out, like, its organ structure, I guess.
Okay.
Kind of like the Da Vinci thing.
So you're trying to Vesuvian man something that's not humanoid in shape. Okay.
Yeah. Just kind of like get its basic layout.
Give me a... What check would this be?
Trivia man check, please.
Check, please.
You know what?
Please.
Give me a performance check.
Oh boy. Do I get
Hello, my
advantage?
baby. Hello, my...
Yeah, I'll give you advantage. You got someone helping you with this.
Cool. 13.
13? You think you have a decent sketch of, or at least a decent representation?
Okay.
But it's mostly the externals with what few innards you can
left.
see, as many of them have probably fallen out into the bag.
So, the way bag of holding works, I can just put my hand and think about it.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, there's some
Can I say-
squelchiness as you're just...
I guess, thank God it's a limitless void. Ish. Alright. Let's get to the relatively undestroyed ones.
Very well.
And this one, try to get as much. Well, first I'll see if there's anything magic on it. I'm going to cast Identify on it.
Okay. Identify doesn't tell you what it is. It tells you if there's anything magical on it.
Yeah, if there's any. Just to make sure this one hasn't been altered in any way.
There is nothing on it.
Good. Pure specimen. And I have one more body that's untouched, correct? We had 3 that were unbroken.
There were 3 that were not cut in half, 1 that was.
Okay. So I'm going to keep one of them, and we're going to put it back in the bag. And I'm going to keep that one as like the presentation one.
Okay.
This first one, we're going to try to figure out its function based on what I can glean.
Give me a medicine or nature check, your choice.
These are both the same. But I'm gonna take nature because it's intelligence. 24.
24.
This was with advantage, right?
Yes.
It just kind of.
Assume any check you're making with the dissections are at advantage because Clue is here helping you.
Good.
With the 24, it seems like this creature has mutated a little bit. Not mutated, it's changed as it has grown. You see a few parts of its body that don't really serve any purpose, and you're theorizing are vestigial at this point. You're dissecting it. Most of its innards, the purpose of what they are supposed to be doing, it's a little strange. They look like they're not meant to eat meat or blood specifically. But as you continue to dissect it, its mind, when you take the chitinous skull off, almost resembles a humanoid brain. So while these things might have only been clicking and screeching as much as they can underwater when you fought them, you're guessing their intelligence is comparable to that of a person, if not greater, but without comparing it to a one-to-one humanoid mind. A little hard to do.
Are there clues? Is there any already autopsied bodies here? One where we can compare? Because this is curious. I wonder if brain structure's the same.
They'll nod and make their way over towards one of the vaults on the wall, put in a code with their back to you so that you cannot see.
I will also look away.
And they start to pull out the corpse of a dwarf. They start to peel back the head, remove the skull cap, and there is a brain there.
Comparing the two, anything crazy common?
me a medicine or insight check.
Is this with her help, or is this one gonna be me?
This one would just be you.
That is a 17.
17.
This is a wisdom, right, for medicine?
Yep.
Yeah, 17. Plus 3.
Size-wise, Parasite actually has a larger brain. You're also noticing something that might be climbing up the brainstem or spine that leaches into its mind. And when you interact with it, either by scalpel or tweezers, you would see an electric blue pulse kind of going from where you touch it throughout the gland of some kind.
If I follow it, can I pull out that?
Yeah, I'd say give me a medicine check to remove this part specifically.
With help or without?
Yes, they're doing their best to help you. They're kind of just trying to make sure you have light and as much as they can.
Holding the flashlight. Man, I am rolling really good today. What is this?
This is medicine.
Medicine. It is a 21.
21. Yeah, so you're able to remove this gland, and it's about the size of your hand, all in all.
Okay.
And wherever you are holding it, there is a constant of this blue light going through it. The organ itself is purple, but it's almost an electric blue.
I guess I will identify as well, or at least try to. Let me see if I get anything from it.
So you're gonna light it on fire?
No, identify.
Oh, identify. Sorry. I completely misheard you.
I'm going to destroy this now that I finally got it.
All right, so you're identifying. It's kind of magical, so I'll say identify works. Hive mind relay.
Okay. And I don't ascertain hive mind to what. I just know that this
Correct.
that is concerning. I do not like that. I'm gonna throw it in the bag of holding.
All right.
I don't like that being out. Until I figure out what that is. And I look to Clue. What kind of creatures, off of the top of your head, can communicate to each other through, like, I don't want to say hive mind. I feel like there's a better word for hive mind.
Not the like sharing senses.
Like they can all transfer to one
Extrasensory?
brain. I'm gonna say hive mind for now, and then I'll see if I can come up with a better word.
Yeah, wizard.
Later.
You know the words.
Yeah. Horace knows the words.
Horace is smart.
Ray, however,
Ray's also smart.
needs help.
No, that's so nice.
That was kind of rude.
Oh,
I'm only half smart.
you're a different kind of smart.
That one.
Cool, we're just fighting the Zerg. It's totally cool.
Yay!
We all have different kinds of smarts.
Me too.
Right, madness. I don't know what I can.
As they're thinking, she's going to pull out what looks like a sending stone. Viz, could you meet us at the morgue?
Horace has learned too much, he will die now.
As far as hive-minded creatures go, unfortunately I'm not too familiar with what varieties there might be, but this is concerning.
You're telling me.
Viz, I thought Viz was crazy. Viz has stated that they have seen things of this like before.
Interesting.
That gland you pulled out, it was what exactly?
Some kind of a relay that connects to...
And even with this creature being dead, was it broadcasting?
That I don't know. That's why I threw it in the bag.
You'll see her then find somewhere to sit. And just kind of eyes go wide. As
And knowing that, I look to the one that we haven't cut up yet, and I throw it in the bag as well.
all right. Viz eventually comes in. You called Clue. Oh, and you.
Hello. Have you sorry to be so direct. Have you seen anything like this before? And I point to these creatures.
Where did you find these?
Several thousand feet under the water. Thousand. Several hundred. We'll go with several hundred.
Yeah.
And you see him just start to pace back and forth. You just a little frustrated. You see him start to pull at some of his hair and occasionally just like knock on his head. And he's muttering in a language you do not understand.
It would have been a great time to cast comprehend languages if I had it prepared.
These are why I am here.
Viz, as you saw him during the fight, had a lot of paint on his face and long hair that covered the sides of his head. He's gonna grab a rag and just start to wipe it all off. You see his skin is yellow. He takes his hair and it's a wig. He's got long ears and he's gonna kind of grab at his nose and peel away a prosthetic, and you see a very small nose pointed upwards. And as he finishes wiping the makeup off, he pulls out some contacts as well. And you see what look like slitted eyes, slitted orange eyes. And you see strangest elf question mark you've ever seen?
I was hunting these when I came here. They got away. Did it bite you?
No.
Did it get in?
No.
Did it get into any of your friends?
No.
Good.
I
They
have,
can live.
I have, however, seen what happens when one, maybe not a very specific version, but I know, just same thing I did with Clue kind of show.
You have seen the Cthuloid.
Spell that for me?
Is that in the game? Can you spell
Can you
it real quick?
spell that
Can you just
for
spell
me?
it?
Cthuloid. And it's as he's saying that, he's advancing on you, and you're kind of getting a gist of, oh, you're taller than I really thought. And it might not have registered too much Kayatana during the fight, but it's like almost 6'5", 6'7".
Nice sense.
It's a solid,
He's so much shorter than me. I wouldn't have noticed.
Exactly. That's why.
That's a solid foot over me.
Where have you seen them?
Like I said, about we were 1,000 feet under.
Not these, the one that were infected.
Oh, that one was in Blackwood, but it's long dead now. As I show the slideshow.
That is not a Cthulhu.
As he
Well,
turns his back and walks away.
No, it's the one underwater, I think. Show me the one underwater.
they're on the table.
No, the one we fought.
Oh, yeah, the lich thing. Mirror image is such a useful, especially with Keymind.
Minor image?
Minor, yeah.
Mirror image,
minor
different spell.
illusion, yeah. That one makes copies of me. It's a little shorter because I can only make it 5 foot, but it was
You
a lot
fought
taller.
this.
Yes. It escaped through planar transport.
Gisha.
I managed to kill the rest of them. I mean, do you want to see the thing it was doing? And I just slideshow through kind of our battle.
You see his face go from him just thinking, no way you fought that and lived, to
I show how blind it was as it planar transported out.
and he's just,
No, go back, go back.
and it's to the point where it's showing the figure that was in the ring of Karats.
Can you make this larger?
Enhance.
Waiting for it.
Enhancing.
What do you feel like this? What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
And he points at the figure. And you kind of see something where you weren't thinking about it too much, you were just kind of making it as you saw it. And there's a hint of tentacles starting to come out of the mouth.
That is how a Cthuloid is made. That is a person infected with one of these parasites. That is the early stages.
Is there any coming back from that stage, or is that the point of no return?
Powerful magics, maybe. Far beyond my capabilities.
I wish you were able to grab it.
You are lucky you did not. it would have taken over your mind.
I did feel a little uneasy near those things.
Did you see his ship?
Ship?
You did
No,
not
we-
see his ship.
Anything that's here, and I just fast forward, that's all I saw.
At any point do you show the statue?
Yeah, it would have been.
You'll see that, and you'll see his eyes just.
Widescreen. It's only a 5-foot widescreen, though. It's not. It's a 60-inch TV.
I'm thinking about that.
Do you have any way to see one's thoughts?
I believe I do. It's just not prepared. Is it a ritual spell? If it's ritual, I could ritual cast it.
Detect thoughts is not a ritual. I know because I have to.
I can, I just can't do it right now. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow you find me.
Understood.
You do not wait to eat breakfast, you find me. Do you understand?
Early morning.
You got it.
Burn this.
Oh, gladly. I already got what I needed.
What did you take out of it?
Notes.
Give me a deception check.
That's a really quick answer, actually. That's pretty good.
I'll give you advantage because that was
Yeah,
quick.
that was pretty quick. What'd you get out of it? Notes.
I'm going to use my well-studied to use my intelligence instead.
Alright.
16.
16.
That's the best I got. It's a one not good roll.
At 1.
Easy, easy.
Sunglasses drop down. CSI theme song starts playing. Won't get fooled.
Good.
And
So-
he's going to leave the room. And Clue's just looking from Viz to you, back to Viz, back to you.
I start burning the bodies.
Why did you not tell Viz that you removed the relay?
I don't know how much I can trust him yet. Something seems off.
If I may ask, what makes you think that you can trust me?
You would have told me. You would have told him by now.
What are you hoping to get out of these? What is your end goal?
A way to destroy them. A way to save those who don't have access to strong magics. There's gotta be a way.
You should apply for the tutor salon.
That was the plan.
Lucky you, while you were in the water, they delayed the start of it.
I was worried I was gonna miss it.
Wait, were we still weeks out from it?
From the original day, we were like days.
Oh, we days.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been useful to have the bodies for the tutor salon?
That's why I kept a couple of them.
Okay, that's what
Yeah,
I
we
thought.
didn't burn all of them. We
Yeah.
Just
I
one
threw
up
two
on
of
the
them.
table.
Two of them are in the bag of holding. Well, no, one of them is in the bag of holding. And one relay.
We'll find some more.
Yeah, plus, guys, it's fine. Relays usually are put in series. Destroy one, they all go away, okay? And there's the... It's that easy.
Not always ladder logic, man.
No, sometimes it can be, though. They're 24 volt. It's super easy. It's just
Just gotta fry it.
yeah, just fry one.
Short.
The rest of them short.
Gone.
The breakers are done forever. To replace the whole thing.
Emily's gonna be so mad. I'm so mad.
The new start date of it is the 10th of Chilltide.
Oh wow, that's like it's more than almost a month away, right? We're at the end of the month actually.
So
Hold on, let's see here.
10th of Chilltide.
you guys have about 2 weeks.
20 days. Yeah, it's like this. It's still Sostria, right? Right? It's like
Yes.
towards the end of Sostria.
It is
19th? That's a guess. I don't know.
it is the 21st of Solstier. Chilltide is next month. There are 30 days in every month in this world.
Chilltide's next.
I'm trying to keep track of the days. So anytime you say something, I'm like, aha!
So you have an idea of how long applications must be put in with a minimum of 5 days before the beginning of the event.
And I still need to find a sponsor.
True. Very true.
Do you know where I can find one? Any scholars willing?
I'll sleep on it for now.
Okay. Again, thank you so much for helping me with this.
I wish I didn't. But I expect to be credited.
Of course.
And they make their way out of the room.
Before you leave, sign your name there so I can credit you correctly. However you want.
They'll read through it all.
Oh no, it's just like a page.
Oh,
just so I
gotcha.
know. There's no. If anything, they could have picked any one of the note pages. Just put their name on it.
Clue Mysteria.
Very mysterious.
Sounds like a fake name.
A pseudonym.
Don't call me Misty.
I will spend probably the next couple minutes making sure these things are fairly ashed.
All right. We're going to jump over to Dante. So,
Still with the leaves. Every single leaf, thanks to the advice, I just got slower and slower and slower until such time as all these conversations fully went by. The night is I'm still on I've been on one leaf for I don't know, let's say a half hour to 45 minutes. And I think at this point, his mind's just wandering. He's not even trying to put magic in anymore.
Does he have any more magic?
So I used all my spell slots.
Nice.
Already. They've already been used. I have 1 third level to send a message,
Okay.
and I have 1 first level.
Any damage cantrips?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have 1, but it doesn't damage. It's not gonna. I don't know how bells tolling are gonna damage a leaf, but
well, Miriam and Cayetana
Mm-hmm.
would return to see you just,
Covered in ash.
no, yeah,
yeah, covered in ash and just
absolutely.
kind of staring off into space.
The ships. Sorry, wrong space.
Forget.
I feel like I would have found the one charred leaf sitting next
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
you.
The charred leaf. I was
And I would have just
good
good job.
I thought that was the thing that I was supposed to.
Keep this one.
Yeah. I put it in my back pocket and it breaks it. Because of course it is.
Good progress.
Darling, have you figured out any Monica of... And she's looking at all the
Can I
ash.
Can I try with the one in my hand?
Give me your choice of Arcana or Religion check.
Religion.
Oh.
That's pretty good. 22. Wait, that's really good. Wait. I wasn't gonna cast guidance because I didn't really necessarily need to succeed this time, but yeah.
So you're focusing on it.
Wait, hold on. Why is my religion so low? Let me check that. Is religion?
It's intelligence.
Oh, it is intelligence.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Never mind. 15.
15.
It went down so much.
It did, didn't it?
Still a pretty good.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
Not terrible.
So you're
right?
focusing on it. The stem of the leaf starts to glow a little bit, and you see a glow go through the veins of the leaf. And then you see the edges of the leaf start to singe and char a little bit.
Don't die.
But it doesn't burn all the way through.
Okay. I heal it. I heal it while it's happening. First level cure wounds on it. as it's starting to like burn, I cure wounds.
What happened to spending all your spell slots?
I said I still have one first level left. That's a
That's
first
true,
level spell.
So you try to heal it.
Yeah. And then I got nothing left after that. So. Let me work that off.
It seems that you've made progress. Kaitana, would you like to join us for the first training session?
Sure.
This is more so to put your mind at ease than it is for you to participate, as that was part of the negotiation I had to do with my peers. But Dante, if you would follow me.
You've seen zero progress been made in this relationship.
Sure.
So she'll try to walk ahead of Kaitana a little bit, with arm in arm with you, and just try to speak under her breath.
I'm right there.
Give me a perception check.
Should be able to feel me.
Dang. Right in the back of the neck.
So focused on being right there.
12, all right.
I should be looming over them too.
Yeah. The shadow is
I'm too
always-
tall, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The air's too thin up there, I can't hear them.
So you're focusing, but you also just hear the blood in your ears just...
Hey, you gotta do that
It's
thing.
just like, alright, I'm right behind them. I'm gonna, whatever she says, I'm gonna hear it, and I'm gonna say something. All the conversation's over. What did I say?
I don't think that she likes me very much.
No. It's just no. You're good. Trust me. She's she's a wonderful person, and she's just protective. You know, it's.
Of course.
And after what happened, trust me, she's been through a lot. She deserves to be a little protective sometimes. Give her time.
I shall try.
Hey, I know it doesn't. You know, if you can't tell much, what you can tell is that she loves me, right? And she's not gonna. I don't know if you can tell this, but I'm really excited to meet you and spend time with you. So she's not gonna do anything like that. Okay?
It's very clear from the look on her face,
Yeah.
which you can't see as their back is turned to you. It's a look of, I will try.
She won't try as hard, but that's okay.
I thought she said, I don't think she likes me much, and I thought you were saying no. No.
That's what
That's what I thought you were saying. I was like,
No.
wow. Being
No.
perceptive for once.
No. I mean, I kind of was. I was saying she might come around, essentially, is what I was saying.
Don't hold your breath.
I can't. So we get the training? Or is there like a training hall?
So you two actually go back to your room rather than
Yeah.
it's probably Kayatana's room that you were all being held in before. And she's just gonna have you sit at first
Okay. Is it
and meditate.
crisscross applesauce on the floor? And then
I want you to give me a Constitution saving throw to avoid falling asleep.
wow, I know this is probably the first time I ever had that. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty good. 26. Is that true? No, that's not true. 24.
All right.
Sorry.
So, yeah, you managed to stay awake. She's trying to guide you through some meditation, but it's real boring. Kayatana, would you be staying for the whole meditation?
Yeah.
I would also like you to give me a save.
Sure. Let's go. It's not bad. You said it was time save?
Con.
14.
14. You find yourself rubbernecking a little bit, but you're still conscious. If they were talking, you would not be able to
get the full picture.
Yeah, you'd probably miss a couple sentences, maybe a full conversation at some point. And it's when she sees you doing that. Dante? Open your eyes.
Is that doing it right?
I would like to give you something.
Okay.
And she is going to just put a folded up piece of paper in the palm of your hand. This is for later.
Got it. Cool. Secret notes. Okay.
And she'll stand up and clap. Well,
Yep. That was great.
I think that is enough
Wait,
for
did I-
today.
Oh,
I believe you have gained some sense of control.
Yeah, you were doing great. I could have went a little bit longer, but let's end this for today.
We can resume tomorrow with
Wait.
the
You're
next
saying,
steps of training.
Are you saying that I now have the thing that you said I didn't have? Common sense?
No.
Sense. I have it now. I did it. I thought it was like a thing you gain over time, but you always said I didn't have it, right? All the siblings said I didn't have it. I just got it. That's so easy. I don't know. He's always talking about it. I'm complaining.
You got this one.
Of course. Of course. Dante, dear, we shall be continuing in the morning.
And I know what that means. now.
Just not gonna acknowledge it. Great parenting style.
For today, I would like you to just get a good night's sleep. When I figure out how to explain common sense to you in the morning.
Is it ironic? I couldn't possibly know.
Is she starting to realize that her child chose intelligence as the dump stat?
Yes.
Starting to? I think the first thing I said to her was that I thought the horse was my mom.
No, Koski told her that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That should have been the first inkling right
Yeah.
there.
Huh?
They were like, yeah, it can't be that bad.
Kaitana, I wish you a good evening.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll leave the room.
To be fair, if the sword is your fiance, the horse being his mom's not that far fetched.
true. That's a good point.
So she left Biadante here?
Yeah.
Can we talk for a little bit?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, of course. You come in. Come. Yeah. Let's talk forever. This is so cool. Isn't this cool? I feel like I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's just the feeling of common sense. It's like you just know. This is like the right place, the right time. Common law marriage? No, it's something different. What is that?
She's gonna have a great time explaining this tomorrow. She's gonna bend down to one knee and put her arm on your shoulder and we're probably at the same height at this point.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what it would be like joining this group?
Hanging out with your mom, sort of fighting bad guys like we do, kind of. Being all spy stuff.
Do you remember when Miriam said the Peaceful Guard does yesterday? Well, this morning.
No, yes, I remember, but if you could, it's you could explain, you would probably say it better.
They take money,
Yes.
to kill people, to to continue the peace. She air quotes.
I don't know what that means.
It means you give them money and they kill people. So you join the group
Mm-hmm.
and people will give you money
Mm-hmm.
to kill people. Like you did earlier with Viz.
No, I don't want to do that part. Why would they have been mad at me if they wanted me to? But I imagine myself in more of an HR kind of I'm the one in the back, helping out, making the. I assume they need probably like a face, someone in the head of the organization that'll go out and be like, haha, hi to the folks or something, Sure they'll.
Can't speak for Katsuki's fighting partner or anyone else that was in the room, but Bella didn't seem disappointed when you killed Viz. Bella seemed kind of proud.
So you're saying Bella doesn't like Viz? That's good. That's good stuff. Now we know a lot of dynamics of the groups. It's good to learn that when you're joining a new organization and stuff.
Ultimately,
I don't have to do the killing. You guys can do the killing like usual, right?
we're not joining this group. We're not.
What?
We don't have a namesake like you do. This is not a group for us. We're just visitors.
I don't understand. But why would they have the battle for everyone? It's for all of us.
Because you need companions.
Yeah, you
It's
guys.
only fair. That's not necessarily the case if you join this group. Maybe we'll be able to adventure together on your missions, possibly. I don't know, but only you will be joining this group. And if you do join this group, I'm not part of this group, so I don't want to speak for them, but make sure you talk to your mother and understand what your new role will be. Because what you did unintentionally to Viz is probably something you're going to have to get very familiar with moving forward.
I didn't like it. Well, I guess for there was a second. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Afterwards, I didn't like it. I'm sure when they say kill, they didn't say kill. They said like take care of or something, right? Like, did they say kill? I don't remember if they said kill.
They're assassins. I think she did use the word kill.
No.
Either that or something of the terms of taking care of, which you can ask her what she meant by that.
But they do to save lives, so can't I just save lives and skip the killing part?
Not in this line of business. But once again, I am not telling you not to join them. Just make sure when you speak to Miriam that you ask her all the questions you need to.
Yeah.
Like what your job's gonna be, if you have to kill people, how often you have to kill people.
Sure. Yeah. Pension plan, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll get
exactly.
Insurance.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Dentist plan, of course.
Yeah.
Holidays.
Doesn't start at the end of the month though. It's like a 90-day trial.
And sometimes there's that weird period where
Yeah,
you can only
exactly.
sign up during that time, and if you miss it, you have to wait a whole other year.
Don't I know it?
That's the worst. Anyways.
Look, I if I can't join their organization, whatever. Mom will just come with us on our adventures for a while. Obviously, she'll then do her own thing at a time. I'm not gonna,
You should talk to her about that.
Okay.
Cool. Before you join.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Want me to send it to Rennie now?
You didn't do that already?
Sorry. I saved this file.
Okay.
I do that, and I ask all 6 questions. No. Okay. How do I do this in 25 words? Let's see. Make sure you eat. Did you sleep as one of them?
Drink water.
Drink water and sleep.
Wear clean underwear.
Clean underwear.
Don't talk to
Don't
strangers.
talk to strangers.
Pray to the Solar King.
Solar King.
Don't die.
Oh, is don't die one of them? Don't die. Do I have more of that? About what I said before. Yeah. Look at it, chat. What is it? We can go to the answer later. I'm not. Yeah. Do all those things.
Was there a response?
Yes.
Oh, please hold on for this commercial break.
Yes, absolutely. There was a response. It was cogent and answered all of them in a very succinct manner.
Okay. Glad he's taking care of himself.
Yep.
Hopefully he's in good hands. Do you know who he's... Yeah.
No, who exactly? No. I just know what I heard, and I know. Do you want to know a little secret?
Yeah.
I haven't really told anyone this. You know that ring
Mm-hmm.
that I have? So I have that's actually a spell. Oh, you knew that? Okay. I didn't know it was a secret. It means that I can take some of the damage that. Yeah. So sometimes I do that pretty much every fight. And I get the ring, and I'm like, okay, so this ring, I can't use this spell on anyone else if someone else has the ring. That's one of the main aspects of the spell. Essentially, the only time that I would be able to use the spell again is if the other person doesn't have the ring. So pretty much it's a weird way to use the spell, but if the other person has the ring, I can't use it. Means they still have the ring. Like, I don't know if it works on a non-living thing. Like if Reniel means Reniel's still there, kind of, probably. I'm guessing.
All right. Starting to hate this conversation. Thank you.
Well, they just answered. They just answered in my head, so they're fine. But I'm just saying it's I have I'll know.
Okay.
All right.
Guess we should check in with the others.
Yeah.
The response was,
Okay.
"Hi Dante. Hi Mom. I'm trying to take care of myself. Things are kind of hectic.
There's still another 5 after this.
I'll be home as soon as I can. Shouldn't be too long.
I relay all that,
Okay.
and I look a little disappointed because the last part that I put there was not answered, and that's okay. And I'm fine with that. We're all fine. I'm fine with that.
Hectic can mean anything, right?
Could be.
You know, just like,
Could be.
you know, nobody. Anyways, you know,
Yeah.
we're the others.
Yeah. I will say, the tone that he says it,
Sure.
he definitely had more words he was
Uh-huh.
speaking, and he ran out of words.
Sure.
There was no clear pause. It just.
Yeah.
Just hear swords clanging in the background. And, oh, yeah, you know, hey, what's up? You know, how you doing? Oh.
But yeah, you all can turn in for the evening. Take your long rest. Get your spell slots back.
Good stuff.
Prepare what spells you're looking to actually have prepared.
I prepared the one that.
I cast Death Ward and max level aid on you 3.
Aid gives me 15.
Aid, max level aid gives you 15. And I can do that because I have 2 sorcery points that I can use 1 sorcery point each to make it so they last 16 hours. So before a long rest, you'll have aid the entire time into, this is not temporary hit points, you'll have it into your regular day, 8 hours into your day.
Aid
What's that
increases the
one?
max hit point.
Yes, 8 is max hit points.
What's the death word? For the first thing you said.
Death Word, I'm putting it on myself. It's just a thing that also lasts 8 hours that I can do as well.
You said you casted them before bed?
Yeah.
Did you run out of spell
Oh,
slots?
I did. Never mind, I didn't do those things. I forgot it's not a due day.
Figure out how I was gonna do that with this character sheet.
And just
That's
checking,
so
Dante,
much money.
would you have checked what you were handed?
Oh, before bed? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Once I got into the room, I just wasn't sure if we were doing that separately or something. I'll read that. Open it up.
It is a picture of a tiefling baby.
Is it a Dante baby?
It is a green tiefling.
It's my only baby picture.
It's your brother.
Oh no, my twin.
You have a twin.
But there is a note at the bottom. I love you more than you will ever know.
Liar.
You're not here.
I know.
Don't ruin this moment.
And this training will be tough. I will try to help you through it as best I can. We should talk privately at some point when Cayetana is not around.
She could have just grabbed you.
And to be fair, you were looming over us the entire walk there.
She invited me to all these things.
Okay,
I was just gonna
looming
leave.
over though? I don't know.
I was gonna let you have your mom son time and just go find one of the other party members. I kept getting invited as like the weird third wheel.
But morning comes. Horace.
I go where find Viz. If I had ever seen his room before, I can find it with no issue.
You would not have seen his room.
Darn.
You more bump into him in the hall,
Good.
and he is immediately just turning you around and walking you forward
Okay.
back towards the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
waiting for you.
Once you are inside and the door is sealed. Now, do you have the ability to read minds?
Yes, I do.
He's going to grab your head and press his forehead to yours.
Okay, that's not necessary, but okay. And I cast Detect Thoughts.
And we kiss.
And we get no kiss.
No kiss. Melon.
All these new ships are sailing.
Always the ships. That's what he meant by ships. Did you see any ships? Oh my gosh. I knew it. By the way, did
Katsuki
you...
Ajax ship was sailing.
I don't know if you were there for that. When he asked about... was that... Yeah, Viz, when Viz asked about... Did you see any ships? I don't remember what episode you weren't there, but we
I was
did...
there for the fight, but I don't know if we saw the I'm not clear on if I actually... I think you did.
I know I did, but I don't remember...
We saw the ship on Hadrian's last episode, and like in character, we didn't see it.
No. I mean, when we were down in, we definitely when
Yeah.
the portal opened and then there was a big explosion, and we definitely were in outer space for a minute. I don't know. I don't think it was just me, but it was definitely.
Me and Horace wasn't there for that
Oh,
episode
okay.
where we like the episode after we fought the things. We weren't there.
Okay.
So like even when you guys like went back up and like
No,
we
No, there
broke
was a-
water.
No, we were there for this.
No, you know what it was?
We broke water when the
Yeah.
episode ended.
No, it's correct me if I'm wrong, but the mind explosion power that had, whatever that was.
You all kept seeing flashes.
and you and you
the
explained
visions.
the visions of ships. We saw ships
Oh,
in
for
space.
like a flash.
Yeah, we saw visions of ships in space, like absolutely, multiple times in that fight, I think, as well.
Yeah, for like less than a second. So like.
But I mean, it was enough for him to describe it to our characters. I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, if I would have shown that if.
So,
Not the forefront of my mind.
you are entering his thoughts. And it's just the surface thoughts.
Quick scan.
Go deeper.
I press deeper.
As when you're looking around in this mindscape without trying to push deeper, it's just blank white space.
You have truly reached serenity, my friend.
And you feel yourself diving deeper into his mind. Suddenly you are among the stars. There's no up, down, left, right. It's dark. And you are in a starscape.
This is beautiful.
But you are on the back of a creature. You are experiencing this from a first-person perspective. As you ride on the back of some red, draconic creature.
I'm more mad at myself for realizing that what he is. As a person,
Yeah, as a
I'm mad
person.
that I did not
you just see
reveal.
me doing.
The moment the yellow, I'm mad I didn't get out the yellow skin part.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And
continue.
you are looking around and you see you are not alone. It's hard to see in the darkness of space, but you see a few shapes blocking out stars beside you. You are part of a V formation of maybe 7 of these dragon riders. And they're flying through the darkness. And then the lead one breathes a jet of flame, illuminating a ship. You think it looks more like a squid. There's a writhing mass of tentacles at the front of it that are grasping out, and then you start to see what can only be beams of magic shooting off of it in the direction of you.
I
and you
flinch a little.
You feel the dragon take evasive maneuvers. And then, while you feel the presence of the ship above you as you fly close enough to where you could probably reach out and touch the bottom of it, In fact, you do so, and it's slimy. It's like touching wet flesh.
Disgusting.
But when you look forward, you see there is not just this one ship. In the flashes of the magic and the breath weapons of the dragons, you see hundreds of these ships. You see the dragons are harassing mostly just one of them, forcing it away with their weight from the main body of this fleet. You see them ripping holes into it. And you see yourself stand up on the back of this dragon, running up its neck and jumping off of its head through one of the holes its mouth ripped open as you draw a massive silver sword. And you are running through this ship. It looks more like the inside of a creature. But you know this is a ship. You run up to what looks like a wall of flesh before it pulls itself open. And you see a creature that you can only describe to yourself as a Cthuloid. An 8-foot tall being with a head resembling a cephalopod. Glowing, piercing orange eyes stare at you as you raise your sword. You charge and you feel yourself slashing through not something physical, but through thought itself, as blasts of invisible force are coming your way. You can feel their pressure, and you are using the blade to cut your way through. And it is when you finally run the blade through this creature that the pressure is relieved, and you continue your way through.
What are these things?
Cthuloids.
And these are the things implanting these parasites?
Continue. And you rush forward. It's fast forwarding through the memory. You are running through this ship, nearly dying 4 separate times from separate Cthuloid encounters. You can tell that you are bleeding from your ears, one of your eyes, and your nostrils. And you are looking for a specific chamber. And you finally find it. It appears to be a room full of pods. There's various creatures of all kinds inside of them. You see oozes, you see beasts, you see humanoids.
They just infect whatever.
They design what they want. This is how they expand. And you feel yourself rushing over towards this vat in the center. And you see what look almost like tadpoles swimming in it. It's at that point that the ship itself lurches hard, and you feel yourself just focusing on the liquid with all the tadpoles in it coming towards you, and you see it splash off of nothing around you as you are just focusing on a single point within it. And you immediately get up and check your face and make sure that nothing is on you before stomping on each one of these as much as you can.
They look familiar like that. Do they look like...
They look like the parasites if they were a lot smaller.
It's almost not noticeable.
Almost. Each of these things is about the size of your thumb. And it's as you're stomping on maybe the last dozen that something from behind you, you just hear all the sound go out as you go stiff and are raised up, not being able to touch the floor. Your sword falls out of your grip, landing in the actual ship. And you are slowly rotated to face a Cthuloid. You hear alien thoughts rushing through your brain. And it is just a deafening amount of voices. You feel pain, you hear screams. They are not coming from this being, and they are not coming from you. It is overwhelming. It sounds almost like thunder in your mind, and it is rattling your skull. And it is at that point that the same dragon you were riding on rips its way through the wall, breathing flame. You drop to the floor of this ship as the flame just wraps around some invisible sphere, be it energy or thought, that protects this Cthuloid. And it just looks at the dragon, raises its arm, and wrenches its hand around, and so does the head of the dragon as it goes limp. You scream, grab for the sword, and rush at this being as it flings you out of the hole where the dragon was, and you're falling through space.
Can I see kind of like an age marker on the dragon? Like, is it young?
It's at least young. It might be on the cusp of being an adult. And it is, as you are falling through space, you see this single ship isolated from the rest of them. The rest of the fleet seems to have pulled back, and they've gone a ways. The ship you're looking at is in rough shape. You can see flames coming out of it and encasing almost the whole thing from the other flight of dragons. You see 3 others of the squad of 7 that you were lifeless floating through space with you. And then the ship itself is gone. You never manage to grab your sword though, and you begin to focus on it. You see a blue marble of a world, and you're focusing on it and focusing on it, and you feel your mind start to strain. You feel yourself mouthing words in a language you do not understand.
I prepared to comprehend languages for this one. Can I do that while I'm in Detect Thoughts?
I'm going to say not well in Detect Thoughts.
I can remember it.
And you look down to see blue sparks in space as a hole opens up beneath you. And you just think through, and your body starts to float in that direction. At which point, when you fall through the hole, you feel the effects of gravity as you're just free falling through the air. You're focusing on where you're going to land. You see this pillar of stone. No, it's many pillars down below. There's all these little
Buildings.
yeah, these little structures, these stranger constructions. You see figures moving around like ants. At first you think you're about to drop onto a Cthuloid nest, but then you see those are not Cthuloids. They're like some of the figures you saw. But some of them could be. So you focus on where you're going to land as you have been plummeting. And you continue to focus on the spot, and you feel your body decelerate just as you hit the ground. And you feel yourself begin to search. You fast forward, you see one season go. Another season go.
So we're on the second season. Do you mean it's
A year. 3 years.
Times 8 speed.
You see Viz joining the peaceful men, and you see on each of his excursions, he is doing more than his job here. He is searching. And then you catch up to the point you're at.
where I kill him?
Yeah?
That's your blade you're looking for?
Yes, how does it feel to die?
Yeah, are you okay with that?
Do I experience the death through?
That
Or does the memory just...
you are shunted out of his mind
Mm.
as soon as the moment would happen.
Darn.
Want to see the
It
afterlife?
would have been an interesting way to kind of experience death but
Yeah.
not die.
Yeah.
So
Do you understand now?
No.
the sense of scale is just that's there were many.
Yes.
You were also with dragons.
That is not the important part.
They're powerful, and you could only destroy one? What's the... Is there a way to... Is there an end?
We are searching. You found him.
Albeit by luck.
And again, he starts to mutter in this strange language.
There was something I forgot to show you. And I flashed through the parts of my memory where images got forced into me. And I just like show those forced images. And also the picture that Element's father drew.
Oh yeah.
That should be somewhere.
Nope.
Okay. That.
Forever.
I flashed that image. And then I... digging through my notes real quick to find the phrase that he said. Minds combine, take to the skies, sow the seed. And those are the things that I pass through, that I add to. That That was what happened when we destroyed the leech. Those images, and while we were fighting too, we were given those images.
They must almost be here.
Yeah.
Is there a way, your sword, it's an effective way to kill them?
It is. It will cut through thought.
That is mildly disturbing. So, can we make more? Can we... I'm sorry, this thing is very frightening, as this is new. I have so many questions. What's the... So when I was cutting those things open, it felt as though there's a mind that connects all of them. A shared consciousness. Is there a way to, like, abuse that?
From what we have found, once a mind infiltrates their network, they cut it off, they cannibalize it, they infect the infecting mind.
Is there... The scale is just so baffling. So you're here looking for your sword. Am I getting that kind of...
My sword, last I saw it, was still on the ship.
Did I track the sword through the thought? Could I... get it?
Once he entered, like once he was in the sky, he lost track of the sword.
So I was in his thoughts.
Yes.
Would that mean I have somewhat of a connection to the item now? Where I could locate object in a way to help?
Locate objects 1,000
It would
feet.
just be, it would be a shot in a dark.
But scry.
I don't have that, but
Well.
we could. Do you? You might.
Or something like that.
You could probably try to locate object or scry or something.
Something like that.
I'll waste. Out of desperation, I'm gonna waste a 4th level to see if I can see it. Locate object.
No.
No.
Just keep doing that.
Can I ask do you know how much time they've been here? Or since the ship has crashed? Like, the ship that has the sword on it? Say 4 years?
I remember you said 3. No.
But there
2
might have been, like,
seasons.
time skipping and then...
It
Yeah.
was time skipping. If you ask him how long he's been here,
I feel like I could also math it with my fast forwarding.
17 seasons.
How many seasons there are per year? Okay.
So 8.5.
8.5-ish, yeah.
Ish.
We're in the 8th year. 4.5, yeah.
No, it's 4.
Yeah, so, yeah, right, you said 8.5 years. Yeah, 4.5 years.
We're
That's
half
4.25.
Also, I was right with my first number.
Yeah, you said 4.
Why'd I doubt myself? Anyway. So, I have only existed on this timeline for 2 weeks. But in my research, anything interesting happened in the last 4 years? since I've kept up with recent events. So I just kind of like rapidly sift through my information.
Your research wasn't focusing so much on the strange, but the common. Perhaps it's something to look into. But, as you have that thought, that's actually where I'm going to end tonight's session.
I have a theory.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you to Tabletop Gaming Center for helping us put on this wonderful show. Thank you to Travis Savoy for all of the amazing music you've heard tonight. And thank you to +5 Charisma for some of the wonderful items that we'll be seeing whenever you guys get into combat. Have a good night, everyone. But until next time, game on.